Filming good car reviews is hard. Sometimes you're filming and a loud car drives by. Or you're filming on your favorite road and all of a sudden it's closed because there's a tree that's blocking all the lanes. Or you're filming a review with a co-host and you have a giant reflection covering your face for most of the video. Or you get pulled over for having a camera on your car. There are just so many factors that go into making a good review, and I really do try my best to bring you entertaining content that also educates you about the car and helps you decide should you get it. For this video, I did a little mashup of several review styles. Let me know what you think in a comment below. Enjoy. This is the 2022 Mini Cooper John Cooper Works Convertible, and as a previous owner of a 2015 Mini Cooper S F56 with a 6-speed manual, the hardtop 2-door coupe, I'm so ecstatic to be driving this car. Huge thank you to BMW and Mini Cooper for providing me with it for this review. So I'm going to tell you about how it looks, how it drives, if I think it's practical as an everyday car, if you could get away with this being your only car, and of course we'll talk about if it's a good weekend car. But before we get into that and onto the road, let me tell you about some things I don't like, just so I can get them out of the way. The keyless entry system is not very convenient. For the trunk, you can press the button and it opens. Great, nice and easy. When you come to the side and you want to open your door, you have to click this button here. It's very minute, but it would be such a nice and simple fix. Now the next thing is, when you get inside the car, there's fingerprint magnets everywhere. These buttons here are glossy, these have changed. The touchscreen, of course, is glossy and gets fingerprints, which is fine, but also this plastic here gets a lot of fingerprints on it. And then once you start the car, and you want to put the top down or do the sunroof mode, you can pull here, and with most sunroofs, when you let go, it will continue to move back. But here, you have to hold it the entire time. And yes, I get it, this is nice because you can make it stop at any point. You can have as much or as little space open as you want, but it's not very convenient. Then, when you want to open the roof completely, you have to hold, and it's not the fastest mechanism. Done. All right, and last but not least, this antenna here. This antenna makes a very interesting noise. It just, you can hear all the drag on it and it just whizzes the whole time that you have the roof down. And it gets really, really hot in the car. Oh, last quick note, this is not very soft, so when you're taking corners spiritedly and you hit your leg into the door, it's not a good feeling. And now that you know all that, let's pop it into sport mode, put it into the sport transmission setting, and see what this power looks like. And you can see there that it broke traction going from first to second, and then also a little bit second to third. And the steering weight is really nice. This thicker steering wheel that you get with the John Cooper Works is really nice. And as you can see, you can take corners pretty well here. If you've driven a Cooper S, you know the exact feeling I'm talking about. Jeez, the road is closed. This is the 2022 Mini Cooper JCW Convertible. We're going topless, and I hope you enjoy this review. Hit it, Nick. Nick currently has a
2020 F60 Countryman
S. I owned a 2015 Mini Cooper S. It was an F56 with a Boreal exhaust. It had a tune on it, and it was a 6-speed manual, which I especially loved. And this car does not come with a manual option. You can get this 8-speed automatic, or you can get this 8-speed automatic. It does have paddle shifters. It shifts pretty quickly. It shifts well. It's definitely a quick car. But if you want the stick, you have to downgrade to the regular Cooper S, which actually isn't much of a downgrade at all, I'd say. Yeah, it has 39 less horsepower, 29 less pound-feet of torque. Overall, I thought this would be the creme de la creme, the best car you could possibly get from Mini.
JCW.
But I don't think that's the case. I mean, if you love John Cooper Works badges, and there are many on this car, then yes, definitely get this. We have one on the steering wheel, we have one on each seat, we have one on each side.
On the digital dash.
There's one on the digital dash, we got one on the trunk, we got one on the front grille, and I think we have some on the wheels as well, and the doors. The speakers are in the usual spot in the door where they are in Minis, but I wish we had some speakers in the headrests or up higher. They might not be here because of the side airbags, but we also have some Harman Kardon speakers up here. And Nick, what do you think of the sound?
It's definitely lacking, I would say, especially compared to mine, which is also Harman Kardon.
Mm-hmm.
It's either too quiet or too loud.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a perfect balance of sound because sometimes the intro of a song will be too quiet and you just can't hear it at all, especially with the windows down, the top down. You just can't hear it. And then all of a sudden what happens is the bass drops and all of a sudden the car is super loud, and my ears have been in pain 3 or 4 times in the week that we've spent with this car. So sound system could use, I don't think refinement is the word. I think placement being different in the convertible would be great.
Yeah, it's tough because of the convertible, but you know, it's how it's meant to be driven.
Yeah. Then another thing is the digital dash is new for this generation of Mini Coopers, and it is really cool looking, but it doesn't do much. This large digital dash here, when you're shifting gears, only shows in a small font what gear you're in. I wish you could change the speed with the gear, but you can't really do anything. The only thing that changes on here is the customization of colors when you change between the various modes. You get navigation if you're using the built-in nav, but not through Apple CarPlay. And also you can change to see how many miles per gallon you have on the trip meter. And Nick, what do you think of the driving characteristics of the car?
I definitely love how quick and responsive it is.
But do you think a Cooper S would feel like that too?
I do think a Cooper S would feel like that, yeah.
Because
I don't know if you're feeling the difference between a JCW and an S.
yeah, the S will do 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. This one will do it in 6.3, so it's 0.4 seconds different. But what's nice about the Cooper S and the JCW is when you really get on it, the front of the car lifts up and you get this like drama effect. So it feels quick, and I don't think that the additional power that you get with the JCW feels really good, but the one huge bonus to the JCW is the Brembo brakes that you get on the JCW. These brakes are so much bigger, so much better. They still feel a little bit mushy, I think. They're kind of soft, but when you get into them, if you brake hard, the car stops on a dime. It feels really, really good. I feel much more confident driving the mountains with these brakes than I did with the Cooper S, and so you can actually put the power down more confidently because you know that you can also slow down without having to worry if the car will actually be going slow enough in the curves. In terms of visibility, can you see out of the back when the top is down?
No. You know, I would say it's like practically zero. I could see about the top third of a car, maybe.
And that's for regular height cars. So if there's a sports car behind you, no chance. There was a Lamborghini Aventador behind me on Pacific Coast Highway a few days ago. Literally, I didn't notice until I looked in my rear view, and I was like, wow, there's a gorgeous Aventador there. So the rear view mirror almost goes out the window, and so it'd be nice if it had built-in fisheye or wider mirrors. Another thing with the cameras is the backup camera is pretty nice, but there are no front parking sensors on this car. Just placing it, doing U-turns, things like that. The hood, it drops pretty quickly, so you lose visibility, and it would be nice if you had front parking sensors because I mean, it's 2022. That just seems like a very standard feature. The rear seats have a couple inches of legroom thanks to the cutout in the back of the driver and passenger seat, but these seats are so upright and they don't lean back at all. Look at this. It's like standing at attention, and it's very uncomfortable to sit here, not because of the legroom, but because of the angle of your back. And it does have headrests, which is nice. And the last thing we'll talk about in this video is the trunk space.
You can't drop somebody off at an airport with the amount of trunk space in here. You cannot fit a checked bag back there.
Quick note on the trunk space. Yes, you can fold the rear seats down, and it's pretty easy to do. You grab this latch here, it releases the seat, and then you can drop it down. But because you have a little bit of a wall and you have open space with no sort of cargo netting, you can have things that end up flying through the trunk and back into the trunk when you're driving more spiritedly. So yes, you can have a little bit more space, but it'd be nice if you could just get a rear seat delete and extend the trunk all the way this way. So it has an interesting system called, I think it's Easy Load, where you can essentially unlatch some of the roof mechanism and you can lift it up so that you have more vertical clearance to get things into the trunk, but it doesn't have much space. The tailgate is not automated, and the car already weighs so much, they might as well add an automated tailgate. It would be a really nice feature. Overall, I do think this is a fantastic looking car. Personally, if I were getting one, I think I'd go for the hard top with a sunroof. What's nice is you can actually put this top up, I think up to 15 miles an hour. And when you put it up halfway, once the frame is on, you can have the sunroof portion open as much or as little as you want. And so that's really nice because then the back of your neck doesn't burn as much. I didn't realize how much sunscreen you'd have to buy, probably gallons at a time from the local 76 or Shell or Chevron. But that's my take. I think it's a great car. Do you need the JCW? Unless you want the bigger brakes and the dampers that are adaptive in various modes. I don't think.
Branding.
And some branding. I don't think you need JCW, to be honest. I really do want to drive a 2022 Cooper S with a 6-speed manual. See if that adds even more fun to it. It should. overall, good car. If you're looking for it and you're already on the fence, just go get it. You'll definitely enjoy it. And leave me a comment down below what you thought of this video. If you like having Nick in the videos, and if you have any questions, leave them there too. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks.
In case you're wondering, the sound while you have the top up really doesn't seem that much louder than the coupe. I've driven on the freeway with this, drove in the canyons with the top up, and it's not bad at all. But if you do the sunroof mode and have it even a little bit open, all of the air flows over the car and then drops in, and it's like a vacuum. Take a listen. All that air is flowing in right here. And we can close that up.